The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
From the walk-through pyramid on the campus of Cal State Long Beach of 562 Golden Boy Promotions, making the raid down to Long Beach. And the Golden Boy Promotions is going to bring the first ever boxing event inside the pyramid alongside Golden Boy prospect Jose Gonzalez. I'm Beto Duran. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be. An exciting afternoon and evening of boxing coming your way. We're going to get going in about half an hour as Pat Manuel is going to be the first fighter into the ring. Here on the Golden Boy YouTube portion, we're going to have two fights for you. The other will be Jorge Chavez. The main event tonight is going to be JoJo Diaz Jr. taking on Mercito Gesta. The reason being, they were supposed to be the co-main. It's no longer, as Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez missed weight so bad that the fight was called off against Gabriel Rosado. And Jose, you've been there before. You're a professional. You take a lot of pride in that. And not besides just being a fighter, you're a fight fan. Yeah. I know that this was something that was very disappointing for you to see.
Very disappointing. You know, it's frowned upon us fighters to come in overweight. And, you know, you can imagine being on the other side, your opponent coming in that much overweight. You know, you worked so hard to get there. And I know Rosado was disappointed, but, you know, the show goes on, and the co-main event should be a good main event now.
Yeah, and one thing about Gabriel Rosado, he had competed at 160. He was at 168 when he fought Bekimir Melikuziev and was moving up to 175. And with Zurdo Ramirez, reports are that he was 12 pounds over, then he was 8 pounds over the morning of. Even if he had agreed to a new contract, Gabriel Rosado, who weighed in officially at 173 at 10 a.m. yesterday, Zurdo, weighing whatever he was going to be near cruiserweight. You know, that's just such a big difference. That's kind of dangerous.
It's very dangerous. You know, Rosado moving up, like you said, Zurdo being a big man and coming down that much weight in so little time, you know he was going to blow up. So it was probably the smart move for Rosado not to take the fight at the end of the day. And, you know, you move on. You move on from it, and that's all you can do.
At the end of the day, you got to put on the fights, and we will have that for you. JoJo Diaz Jr. Mercito Gesta has been elevated to the main event. We're also going to have Oscar Duarte against Alex Martin, Eric Tudor, Dominic Cato Kane, Dallas Calliope, Jonathan Perez, Jorge Chavez, Brian Perez, Pat Manuel, and Hin Win. That'll be coming up later on today. So right now, we're getting you warmed up here on the Golden Boy. We're getting you ready to go. We're counting down towards JoJo Diaz Jr. and Mercito Gesta tonight. We're going to be having a lot of fun with you, interact with you, get going back and forth. Two fights for free here on the Golden Boy YouTube page. And then at 5 o'clock Pacific on DAZN, on the app, you'll have Todd Grisham, Sergio Mora, and Chris Mannix on the broadcast for you. Zurdo Ramirez was coming off a loss to Dimitri Bivol, who went on to become the Fighter of the Year in 2022. That was a fight where Zurdo was very confident going in, Joe, just didn't pull the trigger that night, and he didn't look himself. This is a big, big disappointment, not just for Golden Boy, but for the boxing fans, because you want to see what Zurdo has at 175.
You do. Zurdo he didn't look like himself that night against Bivol. He should have came in ready to put on a show and prove any doubters that, you know, he made that night. And he didn't do it, so, you know, it's very disappointing. I can't imagine how he feels right now. But like I said, you move on from that, and hopefully Zurdo bounces back and he makes weight next time.
We'll see what happens to the future of Zurdo Ramirez. Gabriel Rosado, a pro's pro, made weight. And Golden Boy did issue a statement saying that they will pay a portion of his purse for tonight for Gabriel Rosado. Even though he's not a Golden Boy fighter, he's been used on many cards, and he's upset some fighters. And Gabriel Rosado is a fighter that is a pro all the way through. For more on what happened between these two fighters and what they have to say on social media, let's go to the third member of our crew, Sofia Gutierrez, who lets us know what they said on IG.
yes, both fighters took it to social media to hear what was going on. You know, Gilberto Zurdo told us a statement letting us know what happened, why he didn't make weight. He did mention he had been pushing to make weight weeks prior, but coming on Friday's weigh-in, he did not make it. On the other hand, Gabe Rosado was ready. He talked about how good he felt. He looked good. He talked about how great his camp was. He was ready. He did his work. He was prepared. But as we know, the weight difference just was not it. Gabe ended up saying no to that. And, you know, as a fighter, leading up to the fight, you should be knowing what your weight is leading up to the fight, especially if you have a contract that you have to make the weight. Gabe looked great. He was ready. As we know, he took it to Instagram, was sharing with his fans everything that was going on from the first weigh-in, for his first weigh-in, Zurdo's weigh-in, giving that 2-hour grace period to make sure, you know, maybe he had more time to make the weight. But he didn't. But it was amazing that he was able to share with all the fight fans, all the supporters, because as we know, Gabe always puts on a show. Everyone was here to see Gabe, Zurdo. But as we know, Gabe, you did your thing. You worked so hard for this camp, and I know fight fans here, everyone tuning in at home, is so excited to see you back in the ring again.
Thank you, Sophia. Sophia will be joining us tonight. We're doing interviews after the fights with the winning fighter inside the ring. Back here ringside, Jose Gonzalez, Beth Duran. Jose, what's your record now?
I am 14-0 with 1 draw and 12 knockouts.
And what weight are you fighting at?
I fight at 135.
And the reason I bring that up, I already knew that, but the reason I wanted him to say at 135 because you have a very, very interested eye on the main event tonight. They're not fighting at 135, but that's where they will be, as Joseph Diaz Jr. and Mercito Gesta agreed to a catch weight. They're going to be fighting at 139 tonight, but those are two fighters who normally would compete at 135. And that's a division that is very loaded, a division that you're knocking on the door. For you personally, what's 2023 going to happen for you?
Me personally, I want big fights for myself in 2023. I don't want the slow track. I feel like the fast track is away from me, and I look at any of the big names and I want to get in there with them.
And you know Joseph Diaz Jr., you know Mercito Gesta. This is an interesting fight because it clashes, because JoJo's coming off a loss where he was taken apart by Camarón Cepeda. And Camarón Cepeda is a fantastic rising prospect for Golden Boy. Mercito Gesta has been one who is always there. He's come up against Linares. He's been against tough fights. Gesta, this is not an easy fight at all for JoJo.
Gesta, is not a fighter to overlook. Gesta's a tough fighter. He's always in the gym. I follow him on social media. I say he's always working. It's not a tough fight. It's not an easy fight. It's going to be a very tough fight. Gesta being southpaw as well, Joseph is going to have to adjust to that. I know he's more used to fighting orthodox fighters because as a lefty, there's not many lefties in the sport. It's gonna be a tough fight. A lot tougher than people may expect.
That's gonna be our main event on DAZN later on tonight. We're working towards Gesta and JoJo Diaz, but right now, JoJo Diaz is in a different mindset. He was a 2012 Olympian. He's been a champion, moving up in the division. He's never shy of anybody. He's come up against Devin Haney, come up short against Camarón Cepeda. But one thing about JoJo, he wants to get back in the ring and get after it. He feels like he belongs at the 135-pound elite level. Let's go to our Golden Boy Insider with Lefty Set Go. Lefty from Power 106 sat down with Joseph Diaz Jr.
Hey, it's Letty here for Golden Boy Insider, and it's the weekend of all weekends. The fight is going down here at Long Beach. We got our guy Gabe Rosado taking on Zurdo Ramirez, but we also got someone I'm super excited for, JoJo Diaz taking on Mercito Gesta, and with me we got El Monte's very own, my guy JoJo. Hola JoJo, how are you?
Really, really good. I'm ready for fight night.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I gotta bring this up. You look super fly at the press conference, and now you're chilling, bro.
Yeah.
Tell me just about like the outfit switches. I'm sure this whole weekend is full of stuff for you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But there has to be like an outfit for everything.
Yeah, for sure. Like I already had everything planned. I knew that coming over here to Long Beach, I still got to make weight and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that my body and my mind is still calm and still rested. But
Yeah.
I also know that I gotta, look fly for the public and
That part.
for all the people that are watching and tuning in. So I made sure that I got my outfits all dialed in, but I still got to be relaxed and ready to go for fight night because that's the most important thing to do.
Man, it's crazy because I wonder if it is the social media aspect of it, but I do think that boxers since the beginning, what they wore walking into the ring, the robe they had, it always meant something. Everybody's looking, whether you have like a flag on it, whether it has sparkle, what color it is. You had to, of course, there's things you prepare for as a boxer. You know you're going to fight, you know the mental game, but what about the fashion aspect of being a boxer? Were you ready for that too? Or you're like, nah, I got this. I always knew what trunks I was going to wear coming up.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I always felt like I had a good style, and I always felt like I was a good dresser, and I always had that like touch and that design
Yeah.
and that just that fashion type of ideas.
Right.
And I'm very thankful that I have one of my guys since the beginning. His name's Eddie Aguilar, that customizes and designs everything that I actually want to do. So this fight, man, I got some snake skin going. I got some fur going.
Hey.
I got a little heart on my wardrobe that has my son Zenith in the middle. So it's gonna be looking pretty fly, man. So I'm very, very excited to just go out there and just do what I got to do. And when I walk out, it's not only like walking out by myself. I'm walking out with everybody that is supporting me, the people that are fighting against me. So it's just a part of the fight. That walkout is still part of the fight.
Oh,
so I make sure I embrace all that.
So much. And I think that sets the tone, you know?
Sure.
But like you're saying, the spirit of everybody, whether they're at home watching, whether they're in the stands watching you, they're there with you in your spirit. That must get heavy, JoJo, because you're a dad.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a wifey. You have to feel it more than anything, you know, like it has to be more than just, it's less about ego and pride. It's more legit about legacy and the people that are fighting alongside you in that ring.
Exactly. And, I'm very aware of all that. And, I'm very, very fortunate that I have a beautiful son, and I have a girlfriend that is, taking care of me, and I have a good solid foundation with all my team now.
Yeah.
And I'm just right here, and I'm just riding God's wave. I feel like God is just blessing me with these opportunities because I'm just naturally talented, and I just got to go in there and trust that, trust in my hard work, trust in everything that I have went through, trust in everybody that are praying for me and that are believing in me, and just go out there and execute and do what I do best, and that is beating somebody up.
That part.
Yeah. So this fight, man, I'm very, very confident. I'm very, very comfortable, and it's going to be an exciting fight. It's going to be very explosive.
I know you're an exciting fighter to watch. I think
Thank
if
you.
anything, you give people what they came to see, and that's a fight. You know?
Exactly.
You did talk about being naturally talented, though, about like beating people up, and it's funny you say that because I have a 5-year-old, and he beats his little brother up all day, every day, and he wants to be like a boxer. But is that what you mean? Like, are those the signs that like this is for you? Like, what was your sign that like boxing is for you?
And when I was 3 years old, my dad used to have some big sock and bottoms. They're like little puffy gloves, but you put inside.
Yeah.
And me and he used to put them on. I used to put them on, and we used to just fight.
Go at it.
Fight, yeah. And then one time when I was like 5, 6 years old, I started getting a little better, and I started hitting a little harder. I popped him and I busted his nose, man. So
Shut up.
I swear.
He probably didn't expect that either.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
I just personally think that fighting has always been in me, and I feel like it's just in my bloodline, and it's just what I'm, naturally talented at.
Right.
And just the hard work that I have and the people that I brought in to help me improve my talent and help me improve my experience and my knowledge
Right.
to go out there and execute has been beneficial. And I'm very, very excited because not only am I bringing that, that blood in me and that fighter that I have in me, I'm actually bringing that expertise, that experience that I've already acknowledged inside the ring, but also people that are surrounded with me that are trying to make me better and just to constantly improve. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
The wins are that much greater because of the people you have around you.
Yeah.
But I know, like, when I last spoke to you and we're talking about like what legacy would mean to you, you're like, I just want to be known as a dude that never turned down a fight. I always wanted to fight whoever comes at me. I'm not going to say no. Is that still like the intention? Like, you know what? It's going to come either wins or losses, draws, whatever. But this is me. I'm not turning down ever. Like, that's not part of who I am,
Absolutely. And but for this fight, man, I'm beating this guy's ass. I'm fucking him up, man.
Yeah.
I'm really gonna put some hands
This
on
for you.
Yeah,
This for you.
This one's for me. This one's for my son, and this one's a lot more personal. So I'm really gonna go out there and execute and do what I got to do. But it's for me. It's boxing is more of a lifestyle. I just want people to see what I go through and what I fight for and what I believe in. I'm a continuous fighter. I always
Yeah.
fight for what I believe in, and that's what I'm naturally am. And
Yeah.
I think that's why I have a good solid foundation and good solid fan base, because I want people to know that no matter what you're going through in life, man, you could just be that fighter. Just
Yeah.
continue on to fight. Even if you know have bad days, or if you have messed up situations that are going on in your life, you just gotta constantly just say fuck it, man. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna keep on improving. I'm gonna keep on going, and eventually you're gonna start seeing brighter days. So.
The words of Joseph Diaz Jr. tonight's main event. Beth Duran, Jose Gonzalez. And Jose, you've known JoJo for years.
Yeah.
You growing up in Azusa, JoJo South El Monte.
Monte.
Your dad, his dad, with amateur programs. But JoJo did say something. Hey, he'll fight anybody. That's true. He fought Devin Haney, knowing he's the underdog. Let's go after it. Cameron, let's get after it. He'll fight anybody. It doesn't matter. You got to love that attitude. You and your brother Joey have the same kind of attitude.
You got to respect that attitude. Joseph will fight anybody, anytime, anywhere, and you got to respect that. That's why you got to take him serious. And not many fighters will do that.
Yeah, he knows his role in the sport. JoJo is going to be the main event tonight against Mercito Gesta, being elevated to the main event after Sudo Ramirez missed weight against Gabriel Rosado. But we still got 6 fights coming your way. At 5 o'clock on the zone, the broadcast gets going. At 4 o'clock is when Pat Manuel will be walking. So 2 fights for you free here on the Golden Boy YouTube page. Myself and Jose will be on the broadcast. Also, Jorge Chavez will be the second fight of the night. Now, one thing you want to do is follow the Golden Boy social media account for all behind-the-scenes action or everything you need to see from the Walter Pyramid on the campus of Cal State Long Beach. It used to be the 49ers, now the Beach. If you're a baseball team, they're the Dirtbags. So we'll be talking about everything here on Long Beach. The co-main tonight, Oscar Duarte is taking on Alex Martin. They're fighting at 136 pounds, but these guys are 135-pounders. They agreed to 136. Oscar Duarte is a fighter from Parral, Chihuahua. You guys been on the same cards together where we had the LA Fight Club, a fighter who showed up as the opponent and kept beating the Golden Boy fighters, and then got signed. He had a setback a couple years ago where he lost, went back to Mexico, rebuilt his career a little bit. He's now 24-1-1. This is a young man that you've seen a lot, but just like you, Jose, he's also saying, I want the big fights. When you have that hunger in there, what do you want to see from Oscar Duarte tonight?
I expect to see, fireworks from Oscar Duarte. He doesn't have an easy task at hand. He has Alex Martin. That's going to be a tough fight. And it could steal the show. It's going to be a good fight for both of them.
And there you see some highlights of Duarte. He comes in. He has 19 KOs. He goes and attacks afterwards. But he's got to be careful with Alex Martin, who's very crafty. He can't just go in there looking for the knockout.
No, he can't, because, Alex Martin's a good boxer. And, he can catch him.
Yeah, you can definitely catch it. Alex Martin, 18-4. And it's going to be a tough fight. And that's going to be the co-main tonight. Opening up the broadcast will be Daz Calliope. Then the second fight is a young man that Golden Boy just recently signed, training in South Florida, Romanian roots, Eric Tudor. He's 21 years old. He's soft-spoken, but this young man is very, very exciting. He's 7-0, 6 KOs. Let's go to Golden. Actually, let's see. Before we go to the insider, some of the highlights. When you're starting off, Joe, that knockout, what's that feel like?
Man, it's an unexplainable feeling. It feels really good, knowing that your hard work paid off. And, it just makes you want to get back in there right away.
Tudor, you'll see him coming up later on tonight. He'll be fighting at 153 pounds. 7-0, 6 kills. But he doesn't go for the knockout right away. They've been giving him some opponents that give him rounds. And Eric Tudor is a young man trained by Derek Santos in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Mentioned it. He is a nice prospect, very soft-spoken. Just like Jose and his brother Joey, they come to fight every single time. They'll talk, but you got to pull words out of him. But listen to what this young man had to say to Lefty Sec. Got a lot of Golden Boy Insider.
Hey, this is Letty with Golden Boy Insider, and I'm here with my guy Eric Tudor. Eric, nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, you're very calm. I feel like it's such a big weekend. It's so energy full. This calm is needed. Is this how you naturally are when fights are about to occur? Loki feels like calm before the storm.
Of course, it could get a little tense in your mind and a lot of things going on with the weight cuts and stuff. So it's definitely important to stay calm. I know what I'm here for. So,
Yeah.
I'm just patiently waiting.
Man, and I know that you being a part of this card, being a part of this weekend, it's hitting St. Patrick's Day weekend. There's such a luck behind everything. The vibe feels good. But we're talking about the press conference earlier. And although there are so many amazing matchups, it also feels like there's so much, I guess, just familiarity. Everybody clearly not everyone's going to win, but everybody wants to see each other win.
Mhm.
Do you feel that same camaraderie within the card?
Everyone wants to see, in what sense? Like,
Just like in career, in life, we just come off of a pandemic. We just come off of so much where we're inside, we feel a little bit off, and now doors are opening, and now we're able to do the things that we love. You're passionate about boxing.
of course.
So seeing that energy and people moving forward, does that help you kind of just move forward with your career, but also see that for other fighters?
Of course, you know, when you're surrounded by a lot of ambitious people and you see everyone is on a mission and everyone wants to, you know, get to where you want to go, it gives you a certain type of drive, type of hunger. So yeah, it's definitely like motivating being around everyone for sure.
Right. You know, we talk about like character origin stories, like in a Marvel film, right? What would you say that point of you living life would be the origin story of like, I'm gonna get into boxing. I'm gonna do it for myself.
Well, you know, I would say the turning point of that was I think when I went to my first national tournament is when I really like realized like this is what I want to be doing, you know? Because it's one thing to start, you know, you're just a young kid at a
Right.
gym, but then when you go and you see all this talent around the nation and all that, that's when, you know, you kind of realize like this is what I want to do, you know, seeing everyone. So yeah, I definitely realized that at a young age for sure that
Yeah.
this is what I was going to be doing.
Like, I could really do this. Like,
Yeah.
this is fun for a lot of us, but also like there's this thing that's kicking me, and it feels like this is purposeful too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And where has that led you? You know, clearly we're here. We're in Long Beach. It's going down this weekend, but that has to be like your sights are so much further.
Mhm.
We're in such an age where social media has such a backing. You can go wherever you want. You can be an influencer of any sorts. You know, your influence is in the ring, albeit very brutal at times. It has to come with a spark of like hope for others to do just like you and follow footsteps. I think I was talking about this with another boxer earlier, the importance of having a figure to look up to. Do you sense that too? Like even as young as you are, having that responsibility of people are looking up to me.
It's definitely new to me for sure, you know, but definitely I felt that before, you know, when I went to one of my old gyms or whatever, and you know, for a young kid who just started boxing to look up to me is a
Yeah.
crazy feeling because I was once in that position.
Yep.
And I was once looking at other guys, looking up to them. So to see the wheels turn is crazy. It's been an amazing journey, and you know, I'm just blessed, you know.
Man, and this is just confirmation. Like, you're in the right place, right time. It's meant to be.
Exactly.
Who was like the fighter that you were so excited to be like, oh my gosh, like not only are they fighting, but like I get to see it. I get to be there. And now I get to be a part of the same industry, the same game.
Like who was
That fighter for you, like that idol for you, the first one, and you know, that really got you believing that you could do it.
You know, when I first started boxing in DC, I had an old school trainer, and he made me watch a lot of clips on Muhammad Ali actually. So
Sheesh, he
know,
took
I-
you all the
yeah.
way to the classics.
exactly, and just a young kid on YouTube looking at Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, the old greats, you know. So definitely, I when I first started, I definitely was more on like the old school boxers and looking up to them. So
Right.
yeah, but definitely that was my first like idol was Muhammad Ali for sure.
You know, a lot of boxing too is the air around you. The it's not a character because it's the beast part of you that you bring to the ring. And that was what was beautiful about Muhammad. He can carry himself super well outside of a ring, incredibly well spoken, incredibly well educated. In that ring, you could not tell him apart from a lion though, you know?
I feel like that's actually a flip that a lot of us fighters have. I've seen it before in the past. It's like, and even people telling me like, you know, you're such a nice kid outside the ring, but once the bell rings, it's like, you know, there's just a flip that goes off, and I
Yep.
feel like as a fighter, that's something you need to have, you know,
Yeah.
just that switch.
Sheesh. It's like Clark Kent and Superman.
Yeah.
All right. No, okay. But I'm showing my age because I know you've probably never seen one of these little antique
Never.
things, but you know the classics, you know the Muhammad Ali's. He would know what this is. This Rock'em Sock'em, and we're gonna fight each other. Okay, if I win, you owe me. I'm just kidding. You don't owe me anything.
Okay,
You owe me a high five. All right.
Okay.
Your calmness is scary. I hope you know. All right, you ready? We'll put our mics down and we'll fight. All right. Yeah. No, like, yep. Dang, you're okay. 3, 2, there. Oh. Jeez. Oh! Someone messed up the game. It's broken. Dang, you beat me, bro. That was the longest the fight's gone, just so you know.
That was a good game. Good game.
Dang, that was like 12 rounds. No, thank you so much for stopping by. Before we let you go, if you could look into the camera and talk to your fans, the people that are excited to root for you and see what you got coming, words that you'd like to leave with them.
Just to all my people back home watching, supporting, I love you guys. Thank you for supporting. And to my new fans, soon to be fans, welcome. Hopefully it's a long journey, so.
I love that. Just like you went back to look at the Muhammad Ali tapes, they're gonna go come back and look at your stuff. So yeah, to the present and future fans.
Thank you guys.
Of course, and that was your insider right here with Golden Boy.
I'm glad Letty does the Rock'em Sock'em because every time I do that, I lose. So at least she makes it competitive. Beth Duran, Jose Gonzalez here at ringside. We're a few minutes away from our first fight of the night. Pat Manuel is ready to get into the ring. Also, Jorge Chavez. 2 fights for you free here on the Golden Boy YouTube page. I see all the comments on the YouTube chat. Keep on going. The main event tonight is going to be JoJo Diaz Jr. against Mercito Gesta. The co-feature is going to be Oscar Duarte, Alex Martin. Eric Tudor, who we just heard from him, is also taking on a fellow undefeated fighter, Damani Kato Kane. And opening up the broadcast is going to be Dallas Kaleopu from Waianae, Hawaii. So if you're checking us right now in Waianae on the 808, how's it? But you got to relax because Dallas comes up at 5 o'clock. He takes on Jonathan Perez from Barranquilla, has over 70 fights. Josh, you've been here before where you're going to be early on like Dallas was. Now, because Zurdo falling out, Dallas gets moved up. It's a big opportunity for this young man to open up the zone broadcast. What's that like?
It's very exciting. I know he got, very excited when he got the news that he's going to be, featured on the zone card. And I know he's going to make the most of it tonight.
Now, what changes, though? Once you have all right, you're going to have a fight, but now they tell you, hey, everybody's watching you.
The motivation part changes. Like, you want to go and show out more, but at the same time, you got to be smarter. I know he's a young fighter. I know he's, starting out his pro career, so he may not want the nerves or the excitement to be, too much because, anything can happen in a fight. But I'm excited for what he's going to put on tonight.
Yeah, Dallas is 3-0 with 3 stoppages. Also has a good stablemate and Ace of Steven at a Nito gym in Waianae, Hawaii. But the main event tonight is going to be Joseph Diaz Jr., Mercito Gesta. It's an interesting fight because both fighters in their 30s. It's a crossroad because you're going to figure out what's going on with you. Are you going to still be in that contender phase, or are you not going to be in that gatekeeper role?
It's going to be an interesting fight, like you said. It's going to be who's going to make that jump to stay in the contender role. Whoever loses, they got to reevaluate their career after that probably. But I think it's going to be a very competitive fight, and it's not going to be an easy fight for either of them.
And we know it's a busy Saturday night. We know there's MMA going on. We know there's fights everywhere else. It doesn't matter, though, because you're here with us on the Golden Boy YouTube page. Interact with the social media accounts on Twitter, on Instagram, all kinds of cool behind-the-scenes footage of this beautiful event here on the campus of Long Beach State. Long Beach State, home of the 49ers. 5'6", taking me like 28 minutes without saying one reference to Snoop Dogg. So I finally got to get the Snoop Dogg connection, Warren G, and the G-Funk, everybody else. So, and of course, you got to get the Sublime reference in there, right? We got all the Long Beach fans there? All right, we're good.
I think you got them all.
Okay, we got them all. What are you looking forward to tonight?
From the main event, a competitive fight. Co-main event, Oscar Duarte and Alex Martin. Another good fight. It's going to be a good night of boxing. Yeah. It's going to be a good night of boxing.
All right, so that's Jose Gonzalez. What's your social media? Jose, promote yourself, baby.
At Jose Gonzalez on Instagram. That's all I got. I don't have a Twitter right now, but it's just Jose Gonzalez on Instagram.
Jousce Gonzalez on Instagram. 14-0 with 12 KOs. He's going to have a big eye on tonight's card, whether it's Oscar Duarte, potential opponent, Joseph Diaz Jr., Mercito Gesta, potential opponent. At 5 o'clock, the zone gets going with Todd Grisham and Sergio Moore and Chris Mannix. At 4 o'clock, Pat Manuel is ready to walk. Our ring announcer tonight is Joe Martinez. You should wait to see what Joe's wearing. Oh, he looks smooth for Joe Martinez. Of course, he's always ready to go. But we have a lot of good things for you here. So one thing that we have to ask you to do is make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, all that good stuff. Also, Golden Boy's going to be busy. Of course, April 22nd, Tank and Ryan Garcia. April 29th, we're going to have Virgil Ortiz in Texas. Next weekend, we have Golden Boy Fight Night in Guadalajara. Your family's from.
Those are my roots right there. Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico.
So next Saturday, Golden Boy Fight Night in Guadalajara. And then April 6th, we're back at Fancy Springs with Tito Acosta on the card. Golden Boy keeping you busy. We got to get you on a card.
The man, I'm staying in the gym, staying ready, and hopefully I get the call soon.
And our fight that's coming up right now is going to be Pat Manuel from Duarte Boxing. Jose grew up with Azusa Boxing with your dad's at. Now, of course, you guys have your own facility. It's beautiful to see so many Southern California fighters here tonight.
It really is. Started in 03, and now it's about to be 20 years of me there, me boxing. Started off in Azusa with Pat Manuel's coach, Victor. He was the coach there at Azusa when I first started. And, it's just nice to see, all of us just grow into the sport and make something out of it.
Especially Joseph Diaz Jr. right down the 605 in South El Monte, the Teamster Gym. I know you know that.
Yeah, we go way back. Back in the day, him and my older brother were sparring partners at one point, and it's just nice. It's just nice to see.
Yeah, and that's his older brother, Joet Gonzalez. He's fighting soon, isn't he?
He's fighting April 1st, 2 weeks from tonight. So he's not gonna make it out, but he'll be ready for his fight.
So there's a lot of good stuff. Let's see. Do we want to go to Joe Martinez right now? Should we go to Joe Martinez?
I think he can wait.
You want that? That's why you've been hanging out with me. We're going to make Joe Martinez win. We have 6 fights total for you here tonight from the Walter Pyramid on the campus at Long Beach State. The first ever boxing event brought to you here in Long Beach inside the pyramid. In the United States, there are 2 pyramids that are used for sporting events, Long Beach State and the Memphis Grizzlies. And tonight, there's some history being made as there's boxing inside. The ring is literally at center court. Our Joe Martinez is ready to bring in the fighter for our first fight.
Jose Gonzalez here alongside Beto.
had some obvious technical difficulties, so we will walk our first fight. Making his way to the ring front center of the blue corner, Hyun Win.
And coming your way, this is our first fighter of the night, Hyun Win. Hyun Win from St. Louis, Missouri. It's HuyhnH, but it's said Win.
His opponent at the red corner, Patricio Manuel. For the sake of your ears, I will just say names. In the blue corner, from St. Louis, Hyun Win.
Four rounds scheduled. Here, Pat Manuel, 129-pounder. And Hyun Win, who's 1-1 from St. Louis, Missouri.
Nice
Pat
hook
comes
right
out
there.
right away with the left hook. And you know Pat well. He sparred your brother Joy.
Yeah, Pat's a very composed boxer. Right now I see Pat trying to get the timing down. There's another good right hand.
Yep. Scheduled for 4 rounds. Our opening bout. 2 fights for you here on the Golden Boy YouTube page. Beto Duran alongside Jose Gonzalez, working our way towards the main event, which will be Joseph Diaz Jr. and Mercito Gesta, which will be on DAZN later on. Pat Manuel, his grandmother Patricia is watching right now.
Shout out to Grandma Patricia.
Yeah, he said that's the motivation for him.
Yeah.
Pat grew up in the South Bay in Gardena, but it's also got Long Beach connection. Trains with Duarte Boxing with Victor Valenzuela. And Pat has been waiting almost 4 years for this fight.
Long layoff. I'm trying to see if Pat will be rusty. Right now I don't see any rust. But that's what happens when you stay inside the gym. Nice hook right there.
Win with his coach Mike on his side from St. Louis, Missouri. Just got dropped. Solid shot by Pat Manuel. Drops Wynn here in the opening round. Jack Ray's telling him. Pat's attacking. You hear that body shot. Wayne is a gamer. Game come after you.
Wayne is trying to smother the punches right now.
Pat's sitting down on the punches, looking good here.
Lands a shot of his own right there.
Overhand right from Manuel. Less than a minute to go in the opening round. Inside the Walter Pyramid on the campus of Long Beach State. Special moment for Manuel because he grew up in Long Beach so much that he has a Long Beach tattoo on his leg. He showed us that. His trainer, Victor Valenzuela, his son Eric is the head baseball coach here at Long Beach State for the Dirtbags. We're playing at UC San Diego. And then the first ever boxing event here at Long Beach State. He gets to have this special moment for him.
Cut due to a headbutt.
10 seconds ago in the opening round. Pat Manuel dropping his opponent Wynn. Looking solid as he gets back into the ring for the first time in a few years. We get ready to get the second round. Pat Manuel attacking again.
Pat coming out swinging.
You hear Pat Reed. What do you like so far, Joette? Jose. Sorry about that.
It's all good. Right now, I'm liking the way Pat's looking. Getting too a little trigger happy with that overhand right. If Wynn is smart enough, he can time that overhand right, so Pat's got to watch out with that.
And when you're the first bout of the night, like these guys are, it's a little different, right? Like the crowd isn't as big, but
It's a little different, but at the same time, it's exciting because you want to set the tempo up for the night.
and when you've dropped somebody, you don't want to get too excited right away.
That's when you get clipped.
And you hear Pat has a crowd here for him.
Nice uppercut by Pat on the inside.
You can hear people for him.
Wynn isn't going anywhere, though.
No, he's tough.
Yeah.
Dr. Wynn. He's an opportunity to fight in California. Said he couldn't turn it down. Wanted to immediately. Attacking though is Pat.
Pat has the height and the reach. I want to see a little bit more jabs.
Why do you want to see jabs?
Set up the shots better. Set up that overhand right better. Find an opening for it. You start getting more comfortable, and that's when you establish your pace.
Voice of Jose Gonzalez, Golden Boy prospect, with a record of 14-0, 12 KOs. You'll be seeing him in the ring later on this year. A body shot from Manuel that Wynn didn't like. Right on the belt. Fighters in the 30s, but fighters with big heart and determination. Sending him back. There's the jabs you're looking for, Jose.
Got to double it, change the pace of it. Couple jabs to the body. You never want to throw the same punch over and over and over.
Give the voice of Coach Mike in the corner of Wynn. They've known each other 15 years, so they're here on the professional route now. Body shot from Manuel, nice.
Wayne comes back with one of his own.
Main event tonight, JoJo Diaz Jr., Mercito Gesta. We're working our way towards that here for the Walter Pyramid on the campus of Long Beach State. And to the third round, Bethel Duran, Jose Gonzalez, watching Pat Manuel and Hin Win. Win with the red and black. He's got the St. Louis Cardinals logo on his trunks. But right now he's tough in California. He got dropped in the first round. What do you like so far, Jose Gonzalez?
I like Pat trying to set up the shots. But Win, he's not here to just take a dive. He's here to fight. He's here to stay, and he's making his way back into the fight.
And Jose, I've called, I think, your first 10 fights, also the broadcast for it. And you were the first fight. You kept on working your way up, and you're doing a good job here making your pro broadcast debut. But when you're the first fight of the night and it's your second, third, like it just seems like you want to go 1,000 miles an hour, right?
It's exciting. You want to set the tempo. You're excited to kick off the show. And being young, ooh, low blow. I saw a body shot. I don't know about
Pat
that.
Reese is going to say he saw it on the body too. Wynn is saying it was low. Pat Reese is like, no, right on the belt.
I was right on the belt.
He mentioned it. Wynn said low. Pat said no. And it goes down as a 8 count here.
We'll see if Pat can jump on him.
What do you do right now if you're Pat?
You jump on him. You hurt him. That obviously bothered him. And I expect Pat to just start letting them hands go and find an opening for that shot again because Wynn didn't like it.
Go back to the body?
Go back to the body. Up and down. Work your way up. Open him up. But you got to set it up with the jab just like that.
Pat Manuel,
Another good body shot.
Again. He goes
There you
upstairs
go.
with that hook.
Another body shot.
And Wynn is fighting back, but you can tell he's wincing. That was right above us. And Pat stole some tickets. He's got a big following. People here for him.
Right off the jab. Jab is the most important punch in boxing.
Yeah, you're asking for more of that. Your dad, Don Chewy, would be proud of you right now. You sound like your dad.
Yeah, I do. It's been instilled in me been boxing 18 years now.
Yeah, the Zooza Boxing. Now you guys have your own boxing, JG Boxing. Along with your brother, John Heidel's going to be fighting soon, right?
Should be. He's back in the gym
Amateur?
training. Amateur, yes. Should be getting back in there soon.
Good hook by Pat Manuel.
See
As
if Pat
Wayne's
can
in
put
the
him away
corner.
here.
He doesn't want to be there.
Got to get out of there. Pat can't smother the punches so much, so Pat's got to stay on the distance behind that stick.
His dream was always to be a pro fighter, Pat Manuel, doing that here in Long Beach, where he grew up. 10 seconds to go in the third round. Our opening bout, Pat Manuel, Yin Win, as we work towards Joseph Diaz Jr., Mercito Gesta, the Golden Boy in Long Beach. You see some replays, Jose?
Solid hook right there from Pat. But like I said, starting off, setting it up with the jab. An overhand right there.
That's the one that landed. For not being in the ring in almost 3 years, Pat Manuel is looking solid.
Looking solid, and it looks like the stamina's still there. That's what happens when you stay in the gym, stay active.
Pat turned pro on a Golden Boy show in 2018, late 18, and then injuries, surgery, timeout, and then COVID hits, and then fights that were going to happen, but this one was officially signed, said he got after it, went to go, and here he is against Yin Win, who he dropped in the first round. Chasing the dream is Pat Manuel. How do you close the show if you're Pat?
It looks like Pat's trying to get him out of there right now. You step on the gas and you hit him where he didn't like it, and that's the body shots.
Solid overhand right from Pat Manuel. Coming up next will be Jorge Chavez taking on Brian Perez. And then at 5 o'clock on DAZN, the opener is going to be Dallas Calliope. So if you're watching this in Hawaii, your boy Dallas comes up at 5 o'clock Pacific time. And if you're watching this in Florida, Eric Tudor comes up after that. And then Oscar Duarte, Alex Barn, Joseph Diaz Jr., Mercito Gesta, as Jack Reese calls timeout for the doctor to check in on Pat Manuel.
On win.
Victor Valenzuela, Louis Valenzuela, Sal Hernandez in the corner of Pat Manuel. Cacahuate, Peanut is what everybody calls him. He's 37 years old, the 29-year-old win. Michael Colombo in his corner. And a nasty cut has ended it. The doctor says no.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and that's it come right in front of us. A Win is cut on the right eyebrow.
It's a big, very big gash. Bleeding a lot.
Manuel dropped his opponent in the first, and nasty cut. Cut Mansell. Ochoa's in there. All right, we're going to get some replays here from our staff. Doing a great job in the truck. We will have some replays for them. And let's see right here. It was a clash.
Very quick.
Yeah, but it was hard enough. Those punches, we didn't see it there. I think the first one is where we saw it. Regardless, the fight stopped in the fourth round. 56 seconds of the fourth round, the fight had stopped. Pat Manuel, there you see Victor Valenzuela and his team. Duarte Boxing. Duarte Boxing got a big donation from Oscar De Loya's Foundation. A lot of equipment going to the Duarte Boxing program. Has over 50 kids. A lot of those kids are here tonight watching their first pro fight. So that's a cool thing. We've done that also for
That's got to be very exciting. I remember my first time going to see a pro fight when I was 8 years old. It's very exciting.
Yeah, you go and you see that, but then you go and you bring it. What about that for you, Jose, when you guys bring your kids from your gym and then they're like, Jose!
That's extra motivation because, they see you inside the gym and see how hard you work. And then when you're in there, you can show what you worked hard for. And if you work hard enough, that you can get there. So it's extra motivation. It feels good to see, a smile on the faces.
Yeah, but those kids are loud, bro.
yeah, they are, but it's motivation.
But it's good to see because one of the things that Golden Boy did today for this fight was able to donate tickets to the local gyms in the Long Beach, the Gardena South Bay area. And I helped facilitate where, hey, Beto, you know any of the gyms where we can get kids to come see for the first time? They're like, the adults? Yeah, right away. But it's like, so I helped out Favela Chavez Boxing Center. There's 25 kids coming today with 2 coaches that are going to see. And I was actually talking to some of these kids. Like, how many of you guys have seen a pro fight? None of them. So tonight's going to be the first time they see a professional fight, and that is awesome. So that's going to be really cool.
Got to be exciting for them.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? Remember, you said 8-year-old, you're walking into the fight, and then it's one thing when you guys go to the amateur tournaments and they're all back and forth, and then when you see the pros, different. It's like, it's only one ring.
One ring, very different atmosphere, and, it's loud, there's knockouts, and gets you excited as a kid.
All right, so we have Joe Martinez inside the ring. Let's go to Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to an accidental headbutt in the fourth round, by the advice of our ringside physician, this bout goes to the scorecards due to an injury. The fourth round will be scored. The judges' totals are all the same, 40-34. Your winner by technical decision, Patricio Cacahuate Manuel.
So Patricio Manuel gets the victory. Make noise for Patricio Manuel. Patricio will be interviewed inside the ring. We'll get an interview with him and his staff. Coming up next will be... Let's look at the replays here. Let's look at the replays here. Check out the screen. The replays are up there for you. Here inside the pyramid. You see Jose.
That was that overhand right set up behind the jab, landed right on the button.
Yeah, so Pat came out and having not fought in almost 4 years.
I saw the jitters there. I saw the excitement.
But you've done that too, right? You've had to go through injuries and come back. And
yeah,
it's the
it's
first round is
different.
always like.
It's always like, oh, I want to get him out of here, but at the same time, you got to keep your composure because you got rounds to go.
All right, we're gonna talk to Sofia Gutierrez is inside the ring with Patricio Manuel.
Pat, an incredible win. No better way to start the night off. Tell me how you're feeling after this victory.
We got audio. First up, what's up, Long Beach? Been a minute since I've been here. It's great to be back. I feel great. It's been over 4 years since my last fight, which was my pro debut. Definitely had some rust coming in, but it started getting my rhythm, and I'm just so happy to be back in this ring. Like this is where I'm supposed to be.
You didn't look rusty to us. You had a knockout in the first round and again in the fourth. Walk me through that. How did you feel?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. The audio.
You had a knockout in the first round and again in the fourth. Tell me how that felt, landing those punches and seeing him come on the ground.
It felt really good. I mean, the whole point of this, I guess this is sweet science. Yes, this is about boxing, but ultimately, this is a hurt business. I was hoping to put my opponent down. He was incredibly tough. Unfortunately, we had some headbutts involved in there too, but I really started feeling my rhythm and I felt good. I'm trying to listen to my corner as best as possible. I've got the best in the business right here, so I know if I listen to what Victor Valenzuela is saying, then I'm going to win this fight.
It was the first fight. We're off to a great start already. How does it feel having so many fans here, being the first fight?
Everyone out here, you know how much I love you. I am not a self-made man. I am the sum of everyone. Not only my supporters and my friends who are here and afar, but also my family, my team. Even throughout the pandemic, we'd be working out in the parking lot, sparring in the parks. I have so many people, and also thank you to Golden Boy Promotions as well for having my back. For someone who sometimes people will expect to experience a lot of negativity, I am so loved and supported. I feel unbeatable.
Pat, that was a great win. Congrats on your fight tonight.
Thank you so much.
So Pat Manuel, now 2-0 in his career. Congratulations to Pat and Victor Valenzuela and Duarte Boxing as they get the victory, and to hear him talking about having everybody behind him. And it's pretty good to hear that. So you hear the emotion in his face. You see the emotion on his face. You hear the emotion in his voice for Pat Manuel. Beto Duran, Jose Gonzalez here ringside. Our next fight's going to be Jorge Chavez and Brian Perez. One thing about that, though, is Golden Boy is going to keep people active. There's a heavy calendar coming your way. We just only got through April, and we'll tell you a bunch of fights. But tonight, the main event is going to be Joseph Diaz Jr., Mercito Gesta. The co-feature, Oscar Duarte, Alex Martin. Eric Tudor, Damani Cato Kane, and then Dallas Calliope, Jonathan Perez are going to open up the broadcast at 5 o'clock on DAZN. But one more fight coming your way here on YouTube. And, Joe's one thing about this, though, you see it. All right, now you get the victory. You have that. But this facility here is starting to fill up nicely, man.
It's starting to fill up nice, and that just makes the fighters, when they come out, they start seeing all the people, it makes them more excited and gives you a little bit of jitters.
Yeah, on the campus of Cal State Long Beach, inside the Walter Pyramid, the ring is literally in the middle of the basketball court. All right, so April 6th, Golden Boy is going to be at Fantasy Springs with Tito Acosta on the card. Golden Boy Fight Night. April 29th, they're in Texas. Virgil Ortiz and Staniosis, a tough fight. But April 22nd, Golden Boy Promotions with Ryan Garcia. And it's going to be a fight that you can see with Garcia, Tank Davis. It finally got done. Tank and Ryan going back and forth on social media, going back and forth in person. Well, there was a press tour. New York, L.A., back-to-back days. Our cameras were there to capture the Tank and Ryan press tour.
For Showtime pay-per-view, what can you guarantee they're going to get on April 22nd when you step into the ring with Gervonta Davis?
I'll guarantee you a classic. It's going to be a classic fight.
So what is Ryan Garcia getting on April 22nd?
An ass whooping. That's what he's getting.
Gentlemen, clear from behind. Don't let any high clear from behind, guys. Thank you.
I like to fight guys that don't hit hard. But guess what? I do hit hard. And when I hit you with that left hook, what else? Yeah, what else? You're going to see every watch. When I hit you with it, you're going to be like, what? You're on the floor. What else? Sleep. What else? Good night. And when you wake up, then what? When you get slept, all right, you're going to see in the ring. You're going to see in the ring. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you. You gave me everything.
This guy I keep talking about, he's gonna hit me with a hook. He don't have nothing else but a hook. What else you gonna hit me with? What else? What else? That's all he had. It's a hook. He's not a complete fighter. That's it. Left hook.
And you took forever to knock out Fonseca. I knocked out Fonseca 1 round with what? A left hook. It's just blessed by God. Don't be mad. The left hook's blessed by God.
And that's why when it comes April the 22nd, I'm gonna walk you to the deep waters and I'm gonna drown you. They're gonna have to pick you up. Bernard, Oscar, and Joe Goose are gonna have to pick him up, and I promise you that.
This is what you have April 22nd. T-Mobile Arena. 2 unbeaten stars. Ryan Garcia. Gervonta Tank Davis. The winner takes that crown.
You know, whoever wins is the face of boxing, like everybody's been saying, and I truly believe that.
April 22nd in Las Vegas. Ryan Garcia wanted the Tank fight. He got it. Tank wanted the Ryan fight. He got it. And whatever you do not ask for tickets. We don't have any. That fight sold out within a few minutes.
What was it, 5 minutes?
5 minutes, that's it. That's going to be a heck of a fight, though. About time something this happens.
It's good for boxing. Good for boxing. Probably the biggest fight of the year. Yeah, it's good for boxing, and I'm excited for it.
Oh, he's definitely excited for it. That's the voice of Joe Gonzalez. We got one more fight to go, and it's Joe Martinez who's ready to bring him out.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The next fight tonight, 4 rounds in the super featherweight division. First to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner from Nicaragua, here is Brian Perez.
Coming in, Brian Perez, Managua, Nicaragua. And he's got the colors of his country. He's feeling pretty good about himself. He's a veteran. He's been around.
Almost 30 fights.
Almost
This will be his 30th fight.
No, he found out this week. He said, absolutely. Golden Boy show. Let's go. He looked at me. He's like, I know you from all the other promotions. He's finally on the Golden Boy show. Brian Perez, he's a tough out. Tough dude. We'll see what we got tonight. Joe.
And his opponent next to make his way to the ring from San Diego, California, here is Jorge Chavez.
Jorge Chavez with a record of 4-0, 3 KOs. Young man who's made the change. He's now training in Orange County with, you see, Hector Lopez, SOA Boxing, TKO Boxing, and trainer of Alexis Rocha and Ronnie Rios, who you know very well. And we were back there talking. There's no nonsense now for this team.
No nonsense. He's got a good coach behind him, Coach Hector Lopez. You know, he tells you how it is. He's not going to sugarcoat anything, and he'll keep Jorge on the right track.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, 4 rounds is scheduled in the super featherweight division. The 3 judges scoring at ringside are present, and we are set to go. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing blue with white, he weighed in officially 129 1/2 pounds. He enters the ring tonight for the 30th time as a professional from Managua, Nicaragua. Here is Brian Perez. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. Wearing pink and white, he weighed in officially 125 1/2 pounds. In 4 professional fights, he stands perfect with 4 victories, no defeats. 3 wins coming by way of knockout from San Diego, California. Here is the undefeated Jorge Chavez. And your referee in charge of the action is Jerry Cantu.
Jerry Cantu bringing him in. Our 4-round battle between Jorge Chavez and Brian Perez. Correction, it's 6 rounds. 6 rounds scheduled. Good for Brian Perez as he moves up and he gets 6 rounds scheduled for him. And you know what? In his 5th pro fight, they move it up to 6 rounds. Let's see what this young man's all about. Jorge Chavez in the pink from San Diego, 4-0, 3 KOs. And he's taking on Brian Perez with almost 30 pro fights. And this is what you have to do with the development of a young fighter. And he lands a solid right hand. Another left hook there from Chavez.
There it is, and down he goes.
A big 1-2 from Chavez. Perez is down, and it's over. What a statement from Jorge Chavez. He came in with the 1-2 piece. Brian Perez is an opponent who's brought in because he's tough, because he goes rounds. He makes it difficult. Jorge Chavez had no problem tonight. 30 seconds into the first round.
And it's over.
He hit him with that one. That hook is what got him.
The overhand right in the beginning of the fight is what stunned him. And that was it.
He was out on his feet right there.
Out. And the way he hit the back of his head, that can be very dangerous.
And good for Perez. He's on his feet
He's
right
on his
now.
feet.
Like I mentioned, I've done a bunch of his fights. I've never seen him get taken care of like that because he is tough. We were talking about this.
Yeah.
Jorge Chavez has a new team in Hector Lopez. He moved from
It looks
San
like
Diego.
that move benefited him a lot.
And what did he tell you back there, Jose? I'm taking it
He
dead
said,
serious.
He said, I'm taking it dead serious, and, tonight you showed how much it benefited him, and I'm excited to see more.
My goodness. 30 seconds into the first round, Jorge Chavez, who in his last fight got dropped in the first, came back and defeated his opponent, said he was a little too confident. Tonight, he came out and did some noise. Joe Martinez, let's hear you, Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially. 30 seconds, round number 1. Your winner by way of knockout here, still undefeated, Jorge Chavez.
Wow. We've said this. It's, you win, but it's how you win. Jorge Chavez looking impressive tonight.
He looked very impressive. Like you said, it's how you win. He got this guy out of here who was supposed to give him some rounds in 30 seconds. That's impressive, and I'm excited for him.
He's been sparring because he left San Diego, left the comfort zone. Hector Lopez was taking him to train at Robert Garcia's gym for sparring. He was sparring Bam Rodriguez, the champion. He was sparring Josh Franco, so he's getting the quality work. And there you see that Tejana comes on from Bugatti. This young man, I think when you get dropped for the first time and you're wondering, didn't he tell you that?
It opens your eyes. It opens your eyes, and it makes you, I got to get back to the drawing board. Maybe I need to improve on more things that I actually think.
Yeah, and I always say this to kids, if you want to get broadcast, don't believe your own hype, and sometimes you're going to get knocked down. He got knocked down. It's how you respond. This was
and they responded well tonight.
Yeah. And Brian Perez is an opponent. Man, 30 fights. You know this, Joe. You've done that where you are young and they give you a tough opponent, and those guys are there to give you rounds, not get knocked out in 30 seconds.
Nah, not at all. Very impressive from Jorge Chavez. Caught him with some nasty shots. Thank God Brian Perez is okay.
Jorge Chavez defeats Brian Perez in the first round, and he gets the victory. Pat Manuel also got his first fight victory in almost 4 years as he defeated Young Win. So there's 2 fights for you here. That's the fight card so far. 4 more fights to go here tonight in Long Beach. But Jorge Chavez has been running around in that ring taking pictures. Now he's standing by with Sofia Gutierrez.
Jorge, congrats on the win. Talk to me. How do you feel after this first round knockout?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to thank God. I want to thank my team. You know, it hasn't been easy. It's been a long ride, but I could officially say I am home. I am home, and I'm ready for what's next. But I feel great. I feel amazing. This has been the best camp, and there's better ones to come. So thank you, guys.
And as you see and hear, everyone at the Pyramid is cheering you on. How does it feel being the second fight of the night and having all these fans out here watching you?
I could be the first fight or the last fight. I'm still going to have the same support, so I appreciate everybody. When you hear my people, that's only about 100, 200 people, so you could only imagine what's coming in the future.
¿Y qué le quieres decir a tus fans en español?
¡Viva México, cabrones!
Jorge, felicidades en esta victoria.
You can hear the emotion from him at the Ranchos Gonzalez here. So 2 fights are done in the book. The top of the hour, we're going to go to DAZN. That's where you'll see Dallas Calliope making his DAZN broadcast debut. Eric Tudor, Oscar Duarte, Joseph Diaz Jr., Mercito Gesta will be in the main event. So we have 2 fights done. This is what you got to do, right? When you fight early on, you got to put on a show.
Put on a show, and that's what Jorge Chavez did. Patricio did. This is what you got to do. They're the ones kicking off the show, and now they set the tone.
Let's look at some of the highlights from our first 2 fights here on YouTube. It started with Patricio Manuel. He got the victory because of a knockdown in the first round of the fight that was stopped in the 4th, but due to cuts, but they still scored him. Patricio Manuel gets the decision 40-34. Attacked the body, got the hand raised by Patricio Manuel. That's good for him. His second pro fight. And then 30 seconds is all that Jorge El Niño Dorado needed as he knocked out Brian Perez. And Jerry Cantu counted a couple and then said, no, that was enough. Jerry, one of the best referees out there, saw that and was like immediately stopped that fight. And Jorge Chavez, his hand raised. A 30-second first round KO. SOA Boxing, they're feeling pretty good about this young man who they are sponsoring in Jorge Chavez. Chavez is now 5-0 with 4 KOs. So a good afternoon of boxing. 4 more fights coming your way on DAZN. The main event, though, Joe, is JoJo Diaz, Mercito Gesta. That's the one. We're not going to be working that one, but you're going to stick around and watch as a fan, right?
I'm definitely going to stick around and watch it as a fan. It's a great fight. Mercito Gesta, very tough opponent, been a world title challenger. Joseph's been a world champion, and it's going to be a great fight.
That'll be the main event. The co-feature, Oscar Duarte, Alex Martin. Alex Martin's tough, man. You've seen him around. That is a tough dude.
Tough dude, and he'll fight anybody, anytime. He took a fight with McKinson and moved up to 147 to fight him. So that just it tells a lot about his character, and he's going to be a tough fight for anybody.
And he's back at 135 tonight against Oscar Duarte from Parral, Chihuahua, with a record of 24-1, 19 KOs. He goes for the big home run, but tonight he's going to have to box.
Tonight he's going to have to be smart because Alex Martin can be tricky. He can be shifty in there. It's going to be a collision of 2 different styles. Alex Martin, the slick boxer, Oscar Duarte, the pressure fighter, and it's going to be a good fight.
Then Eric Tudor, Damani, Cato Kane, Tudor 7-0, just signed to Golden Boy. He had been fighting on Golden Boy shows. It's first official Golden Boy fight for Eric Tudor. And then the opening up from Waianae, Hawaii at the top of the hour, Dallas Calliope, 3-0, 3 KOs. He's going to open it up. And you said it earlier, you get that call, hey, you're no longer the first fight of the night. You're on DAZN. Let's go, right?
That's exciting. I can imagine what he's feeling right now. It's happened to me before. And I'm sure he's 3-0, 3 knockouts. He's gonna want to put on a show tonight and make it 4-0, 4 knockouts.
Make sure you follow the Golden Boy social media accounts, the Twitter and the Instagram, for a lot of behind-the-scenes footage from tonight's show here at the Walter Pyramid on the campus of Long Beach State. So that'll do it for Jose and myself. 2 fights in the books, 4 more coming your way. That gets going at 5 o'clock on the DAZN app. Not here on YouTube, but make sure you subscribe and make sure you follow and make sure you like and all that other good stuff. And by the way, good job on the comment section tonight on the YouTube portion. All you fight fans, we appreciate you joining us. 5 o'clock on DAZN. One more time, Jose, what's your social media? Promote it.
Jose Gonzalez on Instagram. No Twitter, just Instagram. Jose Gonzalez.
And I'm Beto Duran. Thank you guys for watching. For everybody behind the scenes in the truck, Luis Gonzalez running the show. We appreciate you guys. 5 o'clock on DAZN right here from Long Beach State.